Maybe, like me, you are looking for the best new place to hang out with friends. Maybe you're looking for financial advice. So am I. But I have a secret for you. LA is one of the best places to reinvent yourself. From the beach to downtown in the mountains and everything in between. Parenting advice? You can come to me. Dating advice? I'm doing a lot of that in this city. So join me. I'm Marissa as we traverse this incredible city and intentionally rediscover and create Life 2.0. Good morning and welcome to Life 2.0. I am your host, Marissa Gold. I am coming to you live on Amazon from the beautiful studio place in Brentwood, California. I am here in the studio by myself today with, of course, my lovely producer, Andy, who is behind the camera producing for me. We are very excited. Have we announced, by the way, the news for the studio? No? Can we announce it? No? But I want to. I so want to announce it. Well, we have some big, exciting things coming up that I'm really excited to be able to share with you. So there's a lot of stuff going on in the studio. And so today, our show is going to be a little bit different. We do not have a guest on the show from outside the studio, although Andy will be joining me in a little bit for another financial update, which I'm very excited about because, you know, financial world, things are always shifting. And so I think there's always stuff to talk about. And I always get a lot of really good advice from Andy when he comes on to the show. So I'm really excited that Andy's going to be joining us in a little bit for our financial segment. I'm going to be doing a book review. It is called Blowback. It is by James Patterson and Brendan Dubois. It was really fun. I'm a huge James Patterson fan. This book was written in 2022 and one of the more recent James Patterson books. I've read almost all of them and I really like his style. It's really, I actually use James Patterson books kind of as a breath of fresh air, which I think some people would find hilarious because his books are very fast paced, but I actually use them as a breath of fresh air because I read a lot of usually very much heavier, character-driven, historical fiction and drama-filled books. And so the books that I tend to read usually are like many, many, many pages, take hours. I read quickly, but still, they're heavy books. And I read a lot of historical fiction. I read a lot about the Civil War and World War I and World War II. And I'm fascinated by the slave trade and just all different parts of our history from nationally as well as internationally. So those are really the books that I read a lot. So when I finish a really heavy book, I will often do what I call like a breath of fresh air book. And James Patterson, even though the book that we're going to review later called Blowback was not really a breath of fresh air because it was also drama filled and fast paced and had a lot going on. But I'm excited to get into that in a little bit. But first, it is Tuesday, May 9th. We are officially in the spring, although you wouldn't know it by looking outside because it is cool here in Los Angeles and it's a little bit foggy. But you know what they say about LA spring April showers bring May flowers, May gray, June gloom. And then it's hot and crazy, crazy hot for like 6 months. So we have like rain in April, which boy, did we get a lot of that this year, March and April, a ton of rain. And then now we are in May and it's gloomy and overcast and it kind of usually blows off by the afternoon. June will be a little bit of the same thing. Our spring, what I always say, the thing about LA in the springtime is it's cool in the morning, cool in the night, the afternoon, it's beautiful. Some days it's 60s, some days it's 90s. That's how the spring is, and it fluctuates. It goes back and forth. That's how it fluctuates here. But then we get summertime, and it starts in July, and we basically have it until December. So we have it, it's very hot here from July through like late October, and then and then it starts to cool down, and we get our, fall weather. Nothing like Midwest fall or back east fall, but LA fall, it cools down a little bit. So in preparation for summer, I thought it would be fun to go through some of the products and things that I like to prepare my skin and also to keep it like fresh and hydrated, and the things that I use, and not just for me, by the way, also for my children who like to go to the beach, and we like to go hiking, and they go to sleepaway camp. And because of our activity level and because we are outside so much, if you live here in LA, you probably have a more active lifestyle. So I have what I've done is I've brought in my top products that I love so much, and a few other fun things that I thought I would share. So I thought we would just hit the ground running and get right into it, and talk a little bit about how I manage the sun when it comes to both me and my children. So I every day put a sunscreen on my face in the morning. I also put it on my hands because, from driving with the sun being on our hands, and my children, we've ingrained it into them that they put sunscreen on their face every day as well. This is the sunscreen that I really like. It's called Elta MD. And it is available on Amazon. It comes in a lot of different formats. They have a tinted one that my daughters really like. I like this. There's no tint to it because then I put my makeup on over it. But it's sold in doctor's offices. It used to be that you could not get this on Amazon. Now you can. Go Amazon. So this is one of my favorite. It's not cheap, but it is so good. And I will say that when I don't use this, I see a difference in the skin care, the quality of my skincare routine and my skin. So that's something that I absolutely love. When we are out and about and we're going to the beach or we're going hiking, my most favorite line of skincare products is this. It's called Sun Bum. What I love so much about it is they have a complete line. You can see here, I've just put 5 of the different products that I really like that are on the table, but they have everything from, so this is a cool down. Obviously they have all of your sunscreens, right? This is a sunscreen, and this is 30, and this is a spray. So it's really easy for kids to apply, although you probably wanna watch and make sure they're not missing any spots. And this also comes, in 45 and 15, and it actually comes in tinted. There's a whole line, of course. This is for moisturizing after you've been in the sun, so I really like that. I'm just showing you some of the products that I really like, but they have tons and tons of products. And then this is a 3-in-1 leave-in for your hair that we all use in the summer. We kind of spray it in our hair to keep the hair as well as the scalp hydrated. It's really a revitalizing, it's detangling, conditioning, and protecting all in one product. So I really like that. And then let's see, this one I love. This, I don't know if this is a newer product, but this I got for myself. And now my kids, they're obsessed with it, and they take it, they steal it. This is our face mist. And so I just throw this I actually keep this in my car, and sometimes before I even just get out of the car, I just spray myself. I'm not gonna do it right now because it's got SPF 15. So throughout the day, I like to reapply. And then this is a detangler that my kids love. So this doesn't actually have any SPF in it, but it has protecting, other things that are protecting for your hair. And my kids take this with them to camp. And at the end of the day, after they've, they went in the pool and they went hiking and they ran around and they were sweaty and, all that stuff, after they shower, they put this in so that it really does protect their hair. And it's enriched with kukui nut oil, coconut oil, and seaweed protein. So it's a great product. And by the way, what I haven't said yet about Sun Bum and this complete line is it all smells so good. Now, here's another product. This is a hint. This is a trick, a tip or a trick. So this is a little bottle of Johnson's & Johnson's baby powder. Now, we don't use this on body parts the way we used to, right? Hopefully this is not to be used on in private zones of the body the way that our moms and grandmoms did. I don't even put this on hands or anything, but this is the trick, and this is what I want to share with you. I keep a little, see, it's really little, see? There, you can see how little it is. A really little bottle of this in my beach bag. And here's why. When you get back to your car and your kids' feet are covered in sand and they're gross and they're icky and you're getting them toweled off and gonna put them in the car, and you're thinking to yourself, ugh, my car's gonna get so sandy. You just do a little bit of this on their feet and then you just rub their feet and the sand comes right off, it goes away. It's literally miracle for taking sand off your kids' feet. It's a tip, okay? So I keep this, and then what I do, once all the sand is off, then I use a wipe. I keep wipes in my car. It doesn't matter what the wipe is. It can be a Huggies wipe. It can be a whatever, any wipe. And then I just wipe their feet off. So that when they get into the car, the sand's gone, I've wiped off the powder, their feet are clean. It literally happens in 1, 2, 3. It's so fast. So that's a little tip, okay? The other thing that I wanted to share with you is it's really important to keep your skin hydrated in addition to all of the sunscreen that you're putting on, and maybe you're using bug repellent if you're hiking. So it's really important to keep your skin hydrated. So of course there are tons and tons and tons of lotions and things on the market, right? It's hard to know. We could do a whole show just dedicated to body cream, and maybe we will. But I have to share with you a really inexpensive one that I love. And I also have another tip for you so this is Aquaphor. By the way, all of this stuff is available on Amazon. Everything that we're talking about here, you can purchase on Amazon. So this is Aquaphor. It is a spray moisturizer. You shake it. When you want to apply it, you spray it onto your legs and you rub it in, and like that, you're going to feel so silky smooth moisturized. But here's the tip. When you get when you are in the shower still, but you turn the water off, before you completely towel dry yourself, spray this onto your body. And what happens is it locks in, and then rub it all in, the water and this. It's a little slippery, I'm not gonna lie, but it locks in the moisturizer into your skin, and it lasts so much longer. And I don't know about all of you, but I can tell you that my skin has been so dry the last few months because of the weather, the quirky weather that we're having in Los Angeles. We've had really rainy weather, really hot weather. Global warming is a thing, people. And so one of the things that I started doing, I remembered that I typically only do this in the summer, and I remembered that I do this, and I started doing it a couple weeks ago, and my skin, it went from being itchy and dry and crackly, and really just me and all my friends, we were complaining about how our fingers were hurting because the skin was so dry around our nail beds. I don't have that problem anymore. Aquaphor. It's so inexpensive. Literally, you don't have to get the expensive creams. Just get Aquaphor, spray it on yourself before you towel off from getting out of a bath or shower, and it locks in the moisture, and it's awesome. It's a little slippery, but I'm telling you, it's amazing. That's another tip and trick. Now, speaking of showers, so speaking of baths, I like finding products where you're gonna get a lot of bang for your buck, right? I genuinely believe, for the most part, there are a few products I do believe you should spend some money on, like under eye cream. That's an area where I feel like you spend a little bit of money. But there's a lot of things that you can find that are not crazy expensive that do the job of the really expensive products. So there are all kinds of bath products out there. You can spend a lot of money on bath products if you want to take a really nice soak and put your salts and your creams and your lotions and smell good and also have it be rejuvenating for your skin. But I have another trick for you. Okay, these are Dr. Teal's Pure Epsom Salt Soaking Solution. This entire bag, which you can use for probably, gosh, I don't know, like maybe 10 baths, between 8 and 10 baths. This entire bag was less than 12 bucks. And it's literally just Epsom salts that smell really good, and you pour it into your bath. And when you get out, Epsom salts are really good for your muscles. They're really good for muscle pains, to ease aches and soreness from your muscles. And then this one happens to also have lavender in it, which is soothing for the mind and body. Dr. Teal's has a whole line. I just brought this bag in, but there's a whole line of all different types of Epsom salts, and I love them. And it's super easy. You literally just put a couple scoops of this in while you're feeling the bath, and then you sit and you soak and you get out and you feel better. And I have to tell you, I use this and I genuinely feel a difference after I hike or I was in an accident, and so I've done some Epsom salt baths, and that's been really, really good. I mentioned wipes. I mentioned that I use wipes for everything. I try to use biodegradable because I do use a lot of wipes. These are my favorite getting the makeup off wipes. These are called Simple. And it even says here, they're cleansing wipes, and it says removes waterproof mascara, and I can attest to that. It's really hard to find wipes that are really good makeup removal wipes. So these are the ones that I like the best for makeup removal. Okay, the other tip and trick I wanted to share, and this is also a product that is not expensive at all, is Vaseline. Love Vaseline. So just like I was saying, like you could spend a lot of money on finding things to put, on your body and creams, but I recommend just the simplicity of Aquaphor. It's the same with your lips. You can find tons and tons of products and spend a ton of money on products for your lips. There are two that I swear by. One of them I actually just realized I don't have here, but it's called Laneige, and it is incredible. It's a lip mask. I use it at night. It's a little bit pricier, but I think it has changed my lips overnight, no pun intended. And during the day, I use Vaseline. Just simple Vaseline. If I'm not putting lipstick on or a lip gloss or anything, I just use Vaseline because it has a really nice shine. It stays on, and it is really moisturizing. And just like every other product line, Vaseline now has you can get it tinted with color. You can get it in little pods. You can get it in a little squeezy thing. I just pulled this from my my cosmetic drawer this morning, but because I use so much of it, I have Vaseline in a lot of different forms, and I keep them all over. I have them in my bag. I have it in my work bag. I have it in my vanity where I put my makeup on. I have it in my car. I have Vaseline everywhere because I use it all the time. Okay, now speaking of going back to the importance of keeping your face covered in sunscreen throughout the day. This is another tip and trick. So this is a tool that I found a couple of years ago. These are awesome brush-on tinted sunscreen in a powder form. So this is the coolest thing. I keep these in my bag. This one is by Color Science, and this one is by Brush on Block. I love them both. I use them interchangeably. And the coolest thing about this is you just open it up and you pull this down and you just brush it right on your face, and you can do it multiple times a day, and then you put it back in. And every time you do it, you're putting more sunscreen on your face. So, and you're also, for those of you that get shiny, it also helps with that. So it's kind of like a 2-in-1. I love these. I keep these, you know, a lot of times, and obviously when I'm on camera, I'm wearing makeup, but when I'm not during the day, if you see me out in Los Angeles, I'll basically just be wearing like some Vaseline on my lips and this on my face, and maybe I put some mascara on, and that's basically my routine. So, but I have become kind of crazy about sunscreen. And so the other thing that I always have with me is a hat. This is my really big hat. I have lots of different hats. Okay, I am a hat wearer. I have lots of different hats. Maybe one day I'll bring in all my hats. That would be so fun. I think I have like 12 hats at this point. I love wearing hats. I never used to be a hat person, but then I started to get kind of like maniacal about my skin care routine. I was spending money on my skin. And so, once I started doing that and making sure that I was keeping it healthy, this obviously becomes a very important part of that, right? So I'm always in a hat if I go outside. This is actually one of my largest brim sun hats. Okay, so here's what I love about this hat. This hat, by the way, is on Amazon, and it comes in 15 different versions. Like, see, I think this color is called the khaki color, and it has like the black string, but it comes in like 15 different color versions. But here's what I love about this hat in particular. First of all, it is SPF 50. So on top of putting all this stuff on my skin, when I put this on, I have an additional layer of sunscreen that is literally completely full coverage, which is amazing because not all hats do that. The other thing that I absolutely love about this, well, look at this. Look at this. You can fold it right up. You can fold it right up. It packs so nicely. It's awesome for traveling. And then it pops right open. No problem. There are not many hats that can do that, people. That is a cool hat trick. No pun intended. Okay. The other thing that I love about this is this string. It has this like little toggle thing that goes up and down. Here's what I love about this. Most of the time I hide it because I don't want there to be a string hanging out, okay? However, last week I went to Oxnard with one of my friends. We were walking on the beach. It was crazy windy. Her hat flew off and we had to run down the beach to find it. But guess what? I did this. I pulled my string out. I used a little toggle. I did that. It stayed on my head. Okay, it's not like the cutest and trendiest to have this, but I didn't have to run down the beach chasing a hat. So it was awesome. I love this. I absolutely love this hat. It's by Furtalk, Furtalk. And like I said, it comes in a lot of different color design, not designs, but color options. That was the word I was looking for. It comes in 2 sizes. It comes in small, medium, and then medium large, I think, or maybe it's medium and then large. Anyways, I'm wearing the smaller size. So just FYI, if you are interested in getting it. So that's this hat, and I happen to and it's not expensive. That's the other thing. Like, I was looking for hats, and I went looking in all over. Like, I was in Palm Springs where they happen to have lots of hat stores, and so I was looking at all these hats that had SPF built in, and they were all literally between like $50 and $250. This one, if I remember correctly, was like 24 or 25 bucks. And it's awesome because it's great for travel. It's such a great hat. I love it. Okay, so that was the other thing that I wanted to share with regard to protecting your face. Now, I have a couple of other things that are not sun related. If you are a hiker, or if you are for those of you sending your children away to sleepaway camp, and on the list is bug spray or bug repellent, that is something that is really hard for kids to put on and apply themselves because it usually comes like in these hard to spray little like the way that they're packaged for the most part, it's just, they're not very child friendly. So I did a ton of research a few years ago, and I found what I genuinely believe are the best bug repellent. It's not a spray, get this, it is a wipe, okay? And so it is incredibly easy for your kids to put on. Also, it smells really good. And the best part is, here's the kicker, it works. This is a bug repellent that works. So I'm actually gonna take it out. So this is also available on Amazon. It is called Avon Skin So Soft, and it is the Bug Guard Plus. And it is insect repellent towelettes, and it has vitamin E and aloe in it, okay? So they are awesome. I send my kids with, usually, like, they go to sleepaway camp for, like, 3 to 6 weeks depending on who it is. I send them with usually like 10 wipes. The other thing that I love about these, if you open up this package, what comes in them, they're individually wrapped. So each package has 8 towelettes. So I send one of these with each of my girls to camp because they don't put it on every day. They use it kind of like on an as needed basis. Obviously, if you're sending your kids somewhere where it's very buggy, then you want to send them with more of them. But it's super easy. Like, look how easy this is. You just open it up. I'm not gonna open it up right now because I don't wanna waste it because I love these so much. But you open it up, you take it out, it's one towelette. You open up the towelette, you just put it all over your body. It is so easy. My kids, they're now 14 and 17, so obviously it's very easy for them to do this, but they've been doing this since they were really young. I found these probably about 10 years ago, and I've been sending these to camp with them for probably at least 8 years now. Yeah, at least 8 years, 7 or 8 years now. So they've been doing it for a really long time. Since my 14-year-old was probably 8 or 9, she's been putting this on herself. So if that tells you anything, like, it's super easy. Kids these days, they know how to deal with wipes because we use wipes for everything. So that's why I like having the bug repellent in a wipe format. I think that this is, and like I said, I did the research, people. We did a few years ago, we did an RV trip up into Oregon, and I knew it was going to be really buggy. So in advance of that, we actually tested like 5 different types of bug repellents. This was the clear, far and away winner. And then, that was only a few years ago, but we decided to test it even then, even after I had done research on it before. So this is my pick for bug repellent, super easy. And the other thing that's great about this is because it's not packaged in something like this that can leak, these don't leak. So you can pack these in, you can pack it in an overnight bag, you can pack it in your toiletry kit, and you don't have to worry that these are gonna leak in any way, shape, or form. So love these Avon Skin So Soft bug repellent towelettes. As you can tell, I'm a big fan of towelettes. Okay, the last 3 things that I wanna share with you, well, I was gonna put these on because of course everybody needs sunglasses, your kids too. You have to protect your eyes, okay? And you know what I just learned? The ophthalmologist told me that we should be putting sunscreen on our eyelids. Who knew? I didn't know that. Make sure you put it on your kids' ears and on your ears here and down, all the way down here. Protect your neck. We don't always do that. And this, by the way, especially with women, this is one of the areas where we notice aging the fastest. Okay, so because I just mentioned the neck, I want to share with you something that I recently found on Amazon. I love it. It is called, I was looking for something specifically for my neck. So here's what I found. It's called, this is so funny that it's called this. It's called Womaness Let's Neck. But it comes in, this is the packaging, again, on Amazon. You love Amazon. So it comes in this really fun, I like fun packaging. I like things that are a little bit different. So here's what I like about this, okay? So you take off this top, you turn it on, you switch it to on, and then if you can see right here, there's a roller. I'm not gonna actually squeeze because I don't wanna waste the product because I love it. But you squeeze a tiny bit out, it comes out onto the roller, and then you roll it right onto your neck. It's amazing. And you just I roll it right on, and then I roll it under my chin, and I do that, and then you turn it off, and then you just twist it off, close it up, done. And I've had this one product for probably almost 3 months now. So there's a good amount of product in here. So I also like that when you get like a good amount of product for your money. This is a great product, and I've definitely noticed a difference in my neck, how my neck feels since using it. I love it. I absolutely love this. So this is another for the neck for hydrating as part of your nighttime routine. I do it every night. So I think that's something also, you know, for the summer just to be thinking about. These are my favorite. Mario Badescu makes these sprays. Now these I'm gonna spray right now because I love them so much. They smell so good. It's purely for hydration. I keep these in my car. I travel with these, but they're really great. These, look. Oh, they just smell so good. They don't taste so good, but they smell really good. They smell really good. So this one that I just sprayed has aloe, cucumber, and green tea in it, and I love it. So Mario Badescu. So again, like I keep these in my car. I have a beach bag that I keep in my car. I have one of these in the beach bag because, you know, throughout the day, just again, hydration, hydration, hydration. We have to hydrate our skin. Okay, and then the last thing that I want to share with you is this company, OSEA, O-S-E-A. I love it. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it. Maybe it's Osea. I think it's OSEA. I'm going to go with OSEA. This is an algae mask. So I think it's really important to have different types of masks and things that we do on our skin, especially when we are swimming a lot, sweating a lot, putting a lot of extra product like sunscreen that we don't maybe do throughout the entire year. So this is one of the, this is a white algae mask for brightening and smoothing, and it is for all skin types, and it is age defined. So this is something that I really like doing different kinds of masks. My kids love doing all different kinds of masks. So sometimes at night you'll catch us and we all have masks on before we're going to bed, and it's really funny. What? Are we on Big Bear TV right now? Are you showing it? Oh, look, we're on Big Bear TV also right now. At the same time, you can catch me in 2 different places. Big Bear TV is on Roku. Is it on Roku? It's on, well, right now it's there. It's on Big Bear Roku. There we go. So right now you can catch me here live on Amazon, or you can find me on Big Bear TV doing an interview. That was Ewe Buke's wife. She's awesome. I love her so much. Hoping they'll come back and hang with us because we had so much fun with them. And then the last thing that I'm going to talk about for summertime is, the light's not, yeah, there, the book. It's there, this book. Okay, so I read, as we've discussed on the show before, I read on my Kindle, also available on Amazon. I'm a huge Kindle reader. I like it just because, you know, it's always with me. It's easier to carry this. I joke about it all the time. The Kindle, it's like my security blanket. I love it. I don't go anywhere without it. So this was ironically, my breath of fresh air book. But this is a great book. So James Patterson and Brendan Dubois wrote this book. It came out in 2022. It is about a president, a maniacal president at that, a president who believes he is doing right by his nation. And he brings in 2 CIA advisors, and he allows them to create a special, hidden from everybody else task force to basically go and do the president's bidding. And all in the name of doing good for the country, essentially. But what ends up happening, and obviously I can't give too much away, over the course of some of the escapades, we're going to call them, that the president sends these 2 CIA agents out on, the reader ends up realizing, as the CIA agents are realizing, that maybe the president is not up to the good that we were set up to believe he was up to in the beginning of the book. So then the story unravels, and of course there are a number of characters that come into play. Here's what I love reading books that teach me something about some area of life or some part of history that I'm not a part of. And what I loved so much about this book is I felt like it took me behind the scenes into the CIA. And I loved learning about the CIA. I loved learning about the FBI. I loved learning how they can and don't often, how they could or they don't work together. And it was just a really fun read. So if you're looking for a fun read that has to do with the government, and there were a lot of things that were actually really relevant and really fun. And so this was a great book. I highly encourage you to read it. Stay tuned after these messages. What? Oh, really? We're going to end it? Oh, we're going to end the show. Okay. So I guess we'll do a financial update with Andy next time. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I had a great time going through some of my summer stuff to get you prepped and ready. We will be back next week. I can't wait to see you. Whatever you do, wherever you go, I hope you live your best life 2.0. Have a great day. Bye.